before you this evening. And I just want to begin by saying that over here is the lovely Maria Spears. And if I could describe Maria in just a couple of words, I would say she's an expert keys player, a holistic nutrition expert, and absolutely has a heart of gold. And this is actually our second presentation together on living your single years with intentionality. And it has meant such a joy and a privilege sitting alongside such a beautiful woman such as Maria. So it's such an honor, Maria.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies, let me introduce you to Megan, Miss Megan Elfelt. She is the woman with the cutest shoes. I asked her to hold up her foot so you could all see how cute she is. Adorable. So if any of y'all are going out on a date at any point, you're like, I just need a pair of shoes, Megan's your girl to ask. She's got a sweet little jazzy voice groove going. I don't know if you guys knew that. And she has just a beautiful way of inviting women into her heart and of just creating space. And so it's my joy to get to just walk with this alongside of her and to share this information with you guys. And just, our hope and prayer is that this will give you ladies some tools and will give you ladies that little extra boost of confidence to step into who God created you to be. Megan and I have been very blessed to get to journey alongside many single women and learned a couple things that have been transformative for us personally and then also for our ladies. So we are just so excited to be able to spend this time with you. Yes. So a lot of times we can think that confidence is competence. And yeah, you can be confident when you feel competent with something. But at the heart of it, that's not what it is. I'm going to bring out my trusty friend Wikipedia. And their definition of confidence was that it actually comes from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. So therefore, having self-confidence is having trust in oneself. Another description of that is that it's a belief or conviction that an outcome will be favorable, a belief in the certainty of something. And I remember having a conversation with a friend, and he has spoken to a lot of guys over the years. And I said, as women, what can we do to help elevate the men in our lives? And something he said just really stood out to me. He said, Maria, as women, your guys' very presence, when you walk into a room, that changes us. As women, when we step into a room, not self-conscious, not basing off our worth of whether we know the right step or whether we, get something wrong or whether we have, not the right shoes or whatever. When we step into that store with confidence because we know who we are, that changes every encounter. It's powerful.
Maria and I wanted to share a couple stories, ladies, of in the realm of being a single woman and in the realm of, dating and showing up, how not to show up, and this false notion of confidence or lack thereof. And we want to share a couple of stories with you that, before not really understanding that confidence was really who I was and not, the outfit that I was putting on or searching for before going on a date that before I felt like I had to have everything right. I had to have the right outfit or, I had to buy new things or whatever it may have been because I was basing my worth off of this man instead of basing my worth off of like how God sees me. And this switch was so powerful that the switch is actually when you show up, you are a present. Doesn't matter if you're going on a date. It doesn't matter if you're showing up to work. It doesn't matter if you're showing up for your grad school class with your cohort and your professor up front or, a bridal shower for a friend. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what the event is. Every single moment of your day, you have an opportunity to show up as a gift for others. And what does it mean to show up as a gift? Showing up as a gift means you are contributing. And so in the realm of being single, and if, for instance, if you're showing up for a date, you're not showing up for yourself. You're showing up for the other person, to contribute to them, to ask them questions, to draw them out. And so if we're so focused, and for me, like, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times in my early 20s that I would spend almost half of a day trying to find an outfit for one date. And I wasted like half of my precious time on an outfit. What? Oh, it's just so ridiculous. Maria, you had some other stories you want to say.
We did a little poll asking some women, what is the craziest thing or funniest thing you've done before a date? For me, this is so funny. So I was meeting up with this guy in another state, another city, and because we both were going to be there that weekend. Anyways, I already had my clothes packed, everything, and I'm getting closer. I'm like, wait, I can't work. That's not going to be good enough. Oh my gosh! And I literally drove to the store in this new state, and I'm like at the place just trying to find a whole new outfit, changing in my car because I felt like, shoot, what I have isn't good enough in there. And I was basing my confidence, in this outfit versus showing up in who I was. And a couple others, some of the girls said, this was awesome. One said, I was still shopping an hour before the date to find the perfect top. Another one said, I checked out the menu beforehand to choose the least messy option and look up driving directions. Another said, I chugged a glass of wine because I was so nervous. And so it's just funny the different things that we can find ourselves doing, grasping for confidence. Okay, I can get it if I'm wearing the right clothes. I can get it if I, have a little liquid courage. I can get it, doing all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's all these externals. And really the answer, ladies, is that so confidence is not your accomplishments. It's not. It's who you are. And how you show up at every micro moment determines your quality of impact. Because people are impacted by how you show up. They're not impacted by your accomplishments. And so we should ask ourselves, what impact does a confident woman leave? Because ladies, after you encounter someone, anything, any sort of encounter with any sort of human being, they will hopefully leave your encounter with them. This is really powerful. Feeling loved, understood, and known by you. That is incredibly powerful. So every single micro moment of every moment of your day in your corner of the world, you have an opportunity as a woman to show others in your encounters that you love them, that you know them, and you understand them. I sometimes laugh, like saying self-confidence is kind of funny to me because when you have self-confidence, you're actually not interested in yourself at all. Now hear me out. When you are confident in who you are, self-confidence, you don't have time to hide or be worried or overthink because your actions are interested in the other and how you can contribute to them. So it's actually selfish, ladies. This is really important. It's actually selfish not to be confident because a lack of confidence is a refusal of your God-given talents and gifts. Because your God-given talents and gifts, ladies, are what make you you. And so your refusal of trying to understand them, or your refusal of not accepting them, or your refusal in the lackluster, lazy attempt to understand them, or I'll just figure it out later. I'll figure it out when I'm in college, or I'll figure it out when I'm in my 20s, or I'll figure it out when I'm in my 30s. You're robbing God and you're robbing of everyone who's supposed to encounter you in your life. Because there's no other person in the world who has the same talents and gifts that you do. And so confidence then is the acceptance of your God-given talents and gifts. And so let's live lives as single women, contributing those gifts and talents to everyone who comes in our corner. And when they encounter us, we're contributing to them and we're knowing them. We're helping them feel loved and we're helping them feel understood. Like, what an encounter that is.
So ladies, one of the things I want to encourage you guys to do as you start to work on your confidence, I want you to start to step into that space every day. Sit with the Lord for a little bit and just imagine that, okay, if I was confident, how would I show up? What would be the thoughts I would be thinking? What would the emotions be that I would be feeling? What would I be doing? Right? How would I show up in those spaces? And start to sit with the Lord and really start to just kind of emotionalize that, right? Because again, what we focus on, we see more of that. What we show up, that will show up in our life because we're looking for it, right?
Really be aware, because if you want to grow, if you want to become a confident woman of God, if you want to become a woman of action who makes her own choices and her own decisions, you have to first become aware of where you are. Knowing is not growing. Like, you can know the things, but you have to put them into practice and internalize them and, bring them to fruition in your life for change to come.
A good starting space is awareness, right? Because if you can't change something that you don't know, awareness is the first prison you free yourself from. So the first part is start to pay attention. Think about what you're thinking about. That's our starting space.
Maria and I do this we have our clients do this, and we say, okay, in the next week or the next 2 weeks, I want you to start thinking about what you've been thinking about.
Yes.
And most of them come, if not all of them, come back to us and say, Maria, almost everything I thought about was negative. Or Megan, almost everything I thought about was negative. 98% of my thoughts were negative. And all right, we have a starting, we now know where to start.
Yes. So that's a really good starting space, is just start to get that awareness and pay attention. What is it around? What is those negative? Is it around my self-image? Is it around men or dating? Is it around being single? Is it around my job? Pay attention to what that's around. And then the one thing, and this sentence alone could change your life. Every thought you think is optional. You don't have to think that. So if you can pay attention to the trajectory of your thoughts, when you realize, wow, every time I think that, I go into not a good headspace and heart space, you don't have to keep thinking that. So that's a good way for maintaining a good mindset.